Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to look at finding the arc length of a sector. In the previous unit, we found the arc measure, and that arc measure was in degrees. Now we're going to find the length. The length would be measuring like centimeters or inches. So the formula to find the arc length is relatively simple. It is simply r theta. R, as you may have guessed, is the radius. And theta is the angle, but it's a special angle. It is measured in radians. So what we're going to have to do is recall what we did yesterday and be able to change an angle from degree to radians. So let's do an example. So in this first example, we're looking for the arc length, not the measure. The measure of the arc is 60 degrees. The length of the arc is going to be given by S equals r theta. In this case, r is equal to 8 centimeters. How do I find theta? Well, theta, we have to convert 60 degrees to radians. And remember, when we're going from degrees to radians, we multiply by pi over 180. Now, if you recall from yesterday, what we did with that is we would do alpha y equal over 180, and then the calculator would give us a fraction, which is 1/3. So we would then say that this is 1 pi over 3. So now that we have theta in terms of in radians and we have a radius, we can say the length is 8 times pi over 3. So the length of this is simply 8 pi over 3. And that would be measured in centimeters because of this. Okay? All right, let's do another one. So the arc length that we're looking for is the one all the way across. And we know the arc measure is 315 because it's a central angle. So how do we find that arc length? So that arc length is going to be S equals r theta. We're given that r is 11. And we have to find theta. So we have to convert theta from degrees to radians. So it would be 315 times pi over 180. Again, I'm going to use my handy dandy alpha y equals, and I'm going to have 315 over 180, and my calculator tells me that that is 7 pi over 4. So to find S is going to equal to 11 times 7 pi over 4, which would be 77 pi over 4 feet. Again, I get the feet from there. Okay, now, luckily in this next problem, theta is already in radians. So the arc length would simply be the radius times pi over 6, which we can just write that as 13 pi over 6. And we're done. We're given another problem. We're finding the angle when the radius is 8 and the arc length is 14. So we're told the radius and the arc length, we need the angle. So we're going to recall S is equal to r theta. We know S is equal to 14 pi. We know r is equal to 8. So then substituting in, we can say 14 pi is equal to 8 theta. So how would I find theta? Theta is equal to 14 pi over 8. Now, that is a radian. That's in radians. We can simplify that, 14 over 8. We can also write that as 7 pi over 4. So in radians, that would be 7 pi over 4. But as a review, how would I change that to degrees? So remember, if I have 7 pi over 4, and I want to change that to degrees, now I multiply by 180 over pi. So if I do alpha y equals again, and I put in my calculator, 7 over 4 times 180, my handy dandy calculator tells me that that is 315 degrees. Excuse me. Okay, and the next problem, we're asked to find the radius. We still know the arc length, that's S, and we know theta. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is convert that theta to radians. So that would be pi over 180 and 150. So again, I'm going to use alpha y equals, and we're going to have 150 over 180, enter, that is 5 over 6. So we get 5 pi over 6 is theta. But we're not finished yet, because what we're looking for is the radius. So we go back to our formula, S equals R theta. I know that S is 95 pi over 6. I know that R, I don't know R, and I know theta is 5 pi over 6. So how do I solve for R? The first thing I could do is multiply both sides by 6. Those 6's cancel, so I have 95 pi is equal to 5 pi R. Now, I can divide by pi. Those cancel. And I get 95 equals 5R. And now we're cooking with grease, because we can solve that. We would divide both sides by 5. And we find that our radius is 19. Okay, boys and girls, that is pretty much finding the arc length. I want you to try to complete the next column. Don't worry about arc sector of an arc area just yet, but go ahead and complete the next column of work. Okay? All right, thank you for watching this video.